Hello out there. Heavy Monte here. Happy 4th of July. When I was a child, in my community, we never referred to the 4th as Independence Day. We referred to it as the 4th. You see what I'm saying? And I understand why now, okay? Because we were living in Jim Crow at the time. We wanted to celebrate the holiday. So my grandfather never told me what it meant. Only thing I knew was the 4th was a real good day. And that day, we went crabbing. We went out to the beach and we had a good time. And my grandfather sat in his lawn chair and watched his grandkids. Okay? Kept them in eyesight, make sure nobody drowned. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a president that does not look out for all of the people like my grandfather did. He came out, Donald Trump, that low down, dirty, slimy dog. That's the reason why I asked the question on my podcast. Is Donald Trump a pig? You know, I know the Republican Party and the Heritage Foundation and the Federalist Society and CPAC try to put lipstick on that pig, but he's still a freaking pig. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't ever want to hear a Republican ever tell me, Heavy Monte, the progressive voice, that Donald Trump is my president because Donald Trump came out yesterday in Iowa and said that he hates Democrats. All right, hate. All right, he hates Democrats. For a president to say something like that, he should be impeached. Huh? He's a traitor to the Democrats. You see what I'm saying? Now in America, the Republicans and the people who voted for Donald Trump admitted something. They admitted that they were afraid of Donald Trump, the king, and the king had all the power. Huh? The Senate, they said, okay, we're afraid. He's going to get us, the boogeyman. And the House said the same thing. And they took the American people, the Democrats they already hate. They don't give a damn about us. Trump made sure that we know that. You understand? And he also told the people in the red state that he didn't need them to vote their votes anymore, that they were losers and suckers. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? And he said, since we already have the people in the red states magnetized and ignorant, we're going to take the money from them because we're paying a lot for them. You see what I'm trying to tell you? And we got control of those maggots in that red state. So what they did, the new bill that Donald Trump is going to sign today kicks the red states right in their mouth. Huh? If I was a Republican or a maggot and I voted for that slimy dog and he lied to me, I'd be out there marching. Huh? But they're afraid because they're cowards. They don't want anybody to know that they were that stupid to sell their country out to a maggot king and a criminal Republican Party backed up by a criminal Supreme Court. Now in America, I want to talk about that big bill. I make things real simple around here. Okay. I don't want to go into all the freaking details. Okay. A couple of things that are very important. One, they're going to kick people off of insurance. Okay. You're not going to be able to get insurance. You're not going to be able to get Medicare. Your hospitals are going to shut Medicaid. Your hospitals are going to shut down. You're not going to be able to feed your children. And some of you are going to die. Huh? Because you went out and voted for a treacherous, a treacherous, lying, criminal Republican Party that don't care about you, huh? You see what I'm saying? Now, it's ironic, and this should push you off, a moment of heaviness. You're paying the same people health insurance that took yours away. You see what I'm trying to tell you? Huh? They took your health care away and closed your hospitals, but they get the best care because Republicans are elite. They're the master race. Huh? The Christians, they say. You know, God's on their side. They're very patriotic, huh? But the majority of their people, huh? They say they hate. Their leader say they hate the majority. Now, this big bill, you're gonna find out for yourself, you know, huh? When you don't have any food, you'll find out, huh? So you better prepare and make sure your ass registered to vote. You understand? You see, because all the poor people, the uneducated people, went and voted for Trump because he was able to persuade you, huh, that he had your interest at heart, and now he stabbed you in your back and he cut your damn head off and made you look like a fool. He shit down your neck, huh? I had to be graphic here, America. I had to be graphic. And on what I just said, Donald Trump treats his people like dogs. And he also says his voters. And he also said that the farmers should be in control over the people that work for them. He means slavery. Slavery in Nebraska, America. You know? And also, he is feeding people to alligators. Down up on his website, they tell me on something like that, he has a t-shirt, you know, saying that with an alligator on eating immigrants. It's up on Midas Touch. Huh? Ben's talking about it. Huh? Go. I'll post it up on the on my YouTube channel. But he has t-shirts, you know. You know, he's feeding the Hispanics to alligators, he said. Huh? You know? Showing a picture of that, excuse me. Feeding people. It's hard to say it, to imagine. Huh? Hispanics, get your stuff together. You better start talking. You understand? You better start talking and all this crazy stuff about you a conservative and you a white supremacist and all that stuff. No, you're Hispanic. Huh? You ain't no better than me. You know. And you're lucky you didn't have to go through Jim Crow. You didn't have to count any jelly beans, and you're voting for Donald Trump. You're ignorant, in my opinion. Okay, let's get off the Hispanics back there, because a lot of blacks did it too, and 52% white women. So a lot of us, you know, got hooked up into this mess. So Heavy gonna chill out and forgive y'all, but I need you to vote. Huh? I need you to vote. My recommendation is progressive Democrats. You know, progressive. I love it. I love the word. But America. Now, the big bill, we don't need to talk about that because it's coming for you. Okay? When the bill comes, you know, Fox News is going to try to make it smooth, but the pain is going to be severe. Severe if you got to drive 90 miles to a hospital. If you're elderly and you're living in them small towns because you don't be around no black folk, you might be in trouble. You might have to drive into the big city to get your health care because you follow the convict. Okay, so he ripped you off. He ripped you off, all of us off. You know, taking our money. I'm not gonna talk about the big bill too much right now because that big bill, whew, it's a nasty bill. So find out for yourself. All right. So right now, I want to move on to something else. We here at the Heavy Montier YouTube channel, which I'm a one-man show, I have decided to every day come up with 5 people, okay? 5 Republicans, starting in Michigan, okay? 5 Republicans in the House, okay, who voted to do what they did to the American people. We're going to show their pictures, okay? And we're going to have their pictures up there. I want somebody to write me in the chat and tell me what names we can do. Give them. Like I was going to make a poster of them, you know, put all 5 on the poster and call them something. So we're taking suggestions for names. Right now, I'm calling them assholes. But that's not going to fly. So, you know, we're going to put the picture there. I have a diagram that shows how many people are losing their health insurance in every dang old state. We're going to post that information out. So Democrats, it's our job now, okay, to get it out to the people, the facts. No more lies. Fox News can't lie now because the bill is here. Everything is in writing. You know, he's coming out there telling everybody this is going to help the American people. This is going to be real good. It's not America. This is a bill designed for billionaires. Now, I'm going to give you a little basic before I leave. $90 billion, all right, of that money is coming from you, the poor, okay? All right? They're taking money from you, the poor, and giving it to the rich. And they're giving the rich 95 billion in tax cuts with our money, and they get to sell us stuff and inflate the prices. It's all a big con game they're running on us. We got to get rid of them. They're trying to make scarcities of the goods, so the prices can go up, so they can charge us. You see what I'm saying? And I'll tell you what, Donald Trump is a big fat liar. There ain't no way in the hell the economy gained 133,000 jobs. If you believe that stuff, I can sell you a piece of oceanfront property in freaking Arizona. You see what I'm saying? All those federal people he's laying off. You see what I'm saying? And that information is coming from the federal government. It doesn't make sense. Everybody out there right now is telling everybody that this economy and this dang on country is in a lot of damn trouble. So don't even mess around with that, America, because they're trying to destroy the country on freaking purpose. Trying to get us to fight each other. They can send the National Guard out and tell them he's going into blue cities and shit. Red cities, you do not want to piss those people off in those damn blue cities. Because Trump will be gone. You see what I'm saying? That's where the money at. You know what I'm saying? They feed your stupid ass. You better stop. You see what I'm saying? You better stop and get your stuff together. Donald Trump is a weak man. He said something to tell me he's weak. He said when the midterms, before he wasn't saying that with the midterms. Yeah, he getting scared. They took, and I'll say this before I leave. No sitting U.S. senator in the Republican Party, or in Congress, in the House, can be reelected. They are mass murderers, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? On that post I was talking about, you can put the word murderer, but you can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Because they can come at you. But you can ask the question, are these people murderers? Did these people do that? Because that's what the right wing say. Did Donald Trump and the Republicans sign a bill that kicks 17, 18 million people off of their hospitalization and insurance, or whatever you say? The bill does what it said. You see? So there's no room, no place to run, no place to hide. You dirty dog Republicans. And on this 4th of July, I want to repeat the crying call. Never, ever vote for a stinking Republican, because they should be designated as domestic terrorists, the enemy of God. And their president just came out and said that he hates the majority of the people, which are Democrats. He said he hates us, and he is not our president, and that's why, America, he's trying to kill and destroy us. This is Heavy Monte for the Heavy Monte Podcast, the Heavy Monte Comedy Show. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.